Yeah, I think I'm one of those, there's a Dilbert comic about the knack, and I'm just one of those people that maybe was born an engineer and sees things in numbers, and yeah, got a real passion for understanding things through data. And yeah, married Moni 22 years ago, and didn't know anything about diabetes or nutrition really, and the information she'd been getting was quite poor, and her blood sugars were out of control. So when it came to thinking about having kids, it was like, let's try to get under control. And then since then, it's really been a quest to understand nutrition and blood sugars, nutrients, satiety, and how that all interacts. And it's just like what Monty's been told didn't work. You know, I grew up in a Seventh Adventist home where, and they've dominated everything. And I suppose that was the nutrition dogma. And I understand nutrition as a often more driven by belief and finances. So it's just passionate to understand with data what actually worked, not just for initially for type 1 diabetes, but then it was, for everybody, regardless of their goals, whether they're diabetic or just need to lose weight or want to gain weight or just optimize all their nutrients. So yeah, it's just been an ongoing quest and more data, and it's a wonderful world where there's so much data to understand the human body and metabolism and cut through the dogma.
Absolutely. Um, Dave, just unmute yourself.
So engineering is a hard science, and nutrition is not so. So how was that? Like we have everything is well defined in engineering and physics and stuff, but in
Yeah.
nutrition, it's pretty much that's not the case at all. So how was that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just fascinating to try and cut through. Like I said, nutrition is often so cultural or belief based or um, ethics based, and really overall, I think it's highly dominated by what is um, most profitable. What are the cheapest ingredients that we can maximize taste and maximize palatability and maximize profit? And we're educated to believe those things are heart healthy and environmentally friendly when they're really the worst things that we could eat often, and just maximize profit for everybody and just make sure we've got cheap food and don't realize that everything real is getting more expensive. But yeah, so that was my quest, looking at my wife's blood sugars and going, okay, what initially it was what foods affect insulin and how do we minimize her insulin doses to get her off the blood sugar roller coaster. And then it was um, going into the keto fad that picked up and sort of has died over the last few years. And then it was, okay, maybe it's not just low carb, it's other things we crave. And then it was protein. I understood protein leverage from Robin Harman Simpson, two professors in University of Sydney. And it was, well, maybe it's not just protein, there's other nutrients we crave as well. And if we can understand how each individual nutrient affects our cravings and satisfies our cravings, and then from a multivariate integration analysis perspective, how can we bring all that together to say, this is what you're eating now, what does your diet need more of? I don't care what you eat to get that. What nutrients do you need more of, and what foods that you're currently eating do you need to eat more of to feel satiated? And yeah, nobody else has done that, and there's just data available to do that. I've got more than 600,000 days of data from people all over the world eating all types of diets that help me understand those interacting factors that model our appetite. Why do we eat? What do we eat too much? And how can we satisfy our cravings without having to eat too much is probably the number one thing.